This podcast is brought to you by Salt River Pictures.
Hi, Lloyd. A little slow tonight, isn't it?
Hello there.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Stay on target.
Dylan! Son of a bitch.
Welcome to the Salt River Movie Club.
I was like, I breathed in, I was ready. Jesus Christ. Fuck it, I'm starting with that. Hello. Welcome back to the Salt River Movie Club. What the hell? Right. Welcome back to the Salt River Movie Club. The podcast that spent 3 hours this week listening to another movie podcast, where Edgar Wright and Quentin Tarantino talked about movies for 3 hours and is now feeling deeply inadequate as a movie podcast. Because my God, those two can talk about movies. Yes, hello. Welcome back. This is the Salt River Movie Club. We are three members of the band Salt River Shakedown. We do blues rock, classic rock, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Also, we have new music out by the time you're hearing this. We might talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, you can go check that out. But this podcast is not about the band. This podcast is about movies we like, and sometimes movies that we not so like. Yes, so over here we have. I've got very little. I want a funnier intro for you guys, but like, Alec is wearing. you are sticking to your theme. Alec is wearing a plaid shirt and also a waistcoat.
Ooh,
today. He's the best dressed man in podcasting. It's Alec McMillan.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm good. Yeah, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, okay. And over here we have a man who is wearing a Shaun of the Dead t-shirt. Speaking of Edgar Wright, yeah, okay.
Hey.
Yeah. Shaun of the Dead t-shirt is the classic take car, grab mum, like that one. It is Sean Kilner. Faces extraordinaire. How are you?
I'm all right. I feel like I should explain the plan now on my shirt since you got it wrong.
Okay. Go for it.
Tail.
Jesus Christ.
I'm annoyed. I'm not. I'm okay. How are you, Jake?
Go on then. Without looking down. Without looking down. What's the plan?
He's that.
Take car, go around Mum's, kill Phil, go around Liz's, go to the Winchester and have a nice cold pint and wait for all this to blow over.
That sounds about right.
And then quickly check now. I was right. Yes. Fuck you.
You got to do the kill Phil. Sorry, Phil.
Sorry, Phil.
Sorry,
he's dead now.
Yes.
And that's
yes,
Jake.
Well, yes, I'm Jake. I am your host for this evening. I am wearing a black long sleeve jumper because I'm a big goth.
Big goth.
Yeah. That is me. So if you're new to the podcast, we are a movie podcast, and the concept is that every 2 weeks we sit down and watch a movie picked by one of us. We go in a rotation. This week is Alec, but we will get to that in a little bit. We watch a movie together and then we discuss it in depth with like geeky chat. It's a good fun time. Although I'm not so sure if this is going to be a fun one this week. This seems like it's going to be a sad movie, but we shall see what happens. We'll get to that in a little bit. Bit. Thank you for listening so far to the podcasts. Our last one was the Godzilla one, and we also have a weekly series running at the moment, which is the WandaVision ones, although that will be finished by the time this episode comes out, so it was pointless me saying that. The Mandalorian ones might be happening for the time that you're listening to this.
You can rewatch WandaVision if you've not seen it.
If you've not watched WandaVision, watch WandaVision because it's fucking excellent. But yes. So how have we been? Let's do our usual thing. What have we been watching?
Yes.
Sean, I'm coming to you first this week.
Okay. So, Disney Plus has the big Star Collection. So I've watched a lot of things on that, including Starship Troopers, which I watched a couple of days ago.
Hell yeah.
And convinced Alec to watch it.
Yep. I watched it over the course of two nights. And yeah, it was
so
mental.
good.
I love
great.
it. Oh my God, it just got cold.
Oh my God. He broke the rule.
Oh my God.
Sorry, lads.
He broke the rule.
On silent now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, on Star, I watched the first season of Scrubs in one day because, oh my god, that show is so good.
Yeah, the Star thing's pretty good actually. Like when I appeared, I added a bunch of shit to my watch list, and then quickly discovered that for some reason Disney Plus has a watch list limit of about 50 things. It does. Well, because like what's weird about it is that like
you went to add 50 things to your watch list.
no,
Oh my god!
I already had quite a few things on there, and then I added more, and it took it to over 50. But
Jesus Christ.
what's weird about it is that like the stuff that it's like the oldest stuff you put on there that goes off after you go over 50 is still there, but you can't see it. Like, because if you go to that thing, it still says it's in your watch list, but it doesn't actually appear in your watch list if you go over 50, which is just weird.
What a weird thing.
I don't know. That is very strange. Cool. Scrubs. Yeah, I put that on my list as well.
Oh, what fantastic 7 seasons.
Yes.
There's 8 seasons, by the way.
there's a yeah. There is a bit of a dip in the middle of the main series as well, but yeah, Med School is a travesty.
Indeed.
Yeah. You watch Scrubs, Alec?
I have watched all of Scrubs. Love Scrubs.
Excellent.
Yeah, I
He
used to
ain't no
watch it
Superman.
all the time.
Good.
He's no Superman, though.
Yeah.
That's got such a good opening theme.
No Superman.
What an opening
Yeah.
theme.
That's a good song. Who is that? I'm assuming that's a band.
It is a band.
I don't know.
I don't know. I can find out that trivia right
Cool.
now.
Look it up.
We're going to vamp for time, fill the dead air.
I mean, I've got
It
2 more
is-
things on my watch list.
I'm No Superman by
I know Superman.
Laszlo Bain, American band Laszlo,
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
from their album All the Time in the World. All the time.
It's by Batman and it's called I Know Superman.
Imagine that.
Yeah. You watching anything else out, Sean?
Yes.
Alex? Sean?
I
Are you
watched,
asking?
Yeah, Sean.
I watched a nice classic animated movie called Titan AE.
Ooh, yes. I
I have so much
Yes.
nostalgia for it.
Yeah, I watched that a lot as a kid, and I don't remember it that well. But I spotted it on there and immediately added it to my list.
It's fucking beautiful.
It's got like a great cast. It's like Matt Damon. I can't remember who else, but Matt Damon's there.
Matt Damon's there. Good
It's
cast.
got Matt Damon. Silence.
That's all the cast
No,
you need.
there was like 6 names that came up in the cast, and every one of them was someone I knew from something, which is not
Yeah.
common for an animated film from that time period, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous, but like the blend of hand drawn and CGI really is weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Okay?
It's really
good, weird,
jarring
bad,
at
weird.
points. It's good
Okay, okay.
in some points, and other times you're just like, that just looks wrong.
See, the only time where I've seen that kind of thing done recently where they change styles is like Pixar and Soul and things like that, where they've got like really trippy scenes that totally change animation and like it kind of turns into hand-drawn things, but it's like a cool effect.
okay.
It's like cool
Yeah.
effect. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I will definitely watch that again at some point soon because I did really like it as a kid. But yes, Alec, what have you been watching?
Yes, I've seen 4 things recently if you include Starship Troopers, which is nuts. I watched the Divergent series, which is awful. Don't watch it.
Why did you do that?
It's so
Like,
bad. It's like, God, bad.
But we knew that. Like, why?
My dad was
Why have you
watching it and I
done
just
this to
joined
yourself?
in. And the whole time I was watching it, I was like, this is so bad. Like, like people have put so much money into this and they've got like I don't know, like the 2 main characters are just like the most least convincing actors of all time. It's like so bad. They just don't sell it. I also watched the Flatliners remake, which is also absolutely shit.
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah, it's so bad. I've not seen the original, mind you, but it's not good.
Yeah,
Again,
the original's good. The original's good. I've not seen it in a long time, but
yeah. Yeah, it's like Kiefer Sutherland and all that. Isn't it?
Yeah.
He's in the new one as well, but he doesn't have a main role. He plays like a lecturer.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's like the most least convincing a bunch of medical students. They're just like American, like kind of. They're almost like high school, like
Right.
you know what I mean, like that kind of big daft kind of thing. It's like you wouldn't trust them with people's lives. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, oh my god. And then actually to top it off, I watched a surprisingly funny movie, which is called Spencer Confidential. Have you seen it?
No.
It's on
I know the name. But.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, and it's like a Mark Wahlberg movie that came out in 2020. But it is like, it's surprisingly good. It's like really funny, but then also has like a really dark turn to it.
I think I remember like hearing reviews for it at the time, and everyone was kind of going like, I can't tell if this is good or not.
I would say it's really good. It took me by surprise because it starts off like a comedy. Basically, this cop, Mark Wahlberg, that is sent to jail for like beating up his officer, right? So he's like put to jail. And he's just like, it's just so funny because it's just like classic Mark Wahlberg just beating up folk. And it's like amazing. But then as the story continues, it's got like deeper elements, and you kind of see why, like it's really like his like precinct is just full of dirty cops. Do you know what I mean? Right, and it's like, it actually turns out that, yeah, it's really good. I would recommend it.
That does sound
it
pretty
takes
good,
you by
actually.
surprise. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it starts off as a comedy and then it gets like really dark and you're like, oh my god, what is this movie? Yeah.
Nice. I might check that out.
Yeah.
I like Mark Wahlberg sometimes. Like he can be terrible, but also can be
like
pretty good.
Transformers Mark Wahlberg is not good Mark Wahlberg.
No.
But like this is him in his element, you know, him cutting about just like leather jacket in Boston. It's like, yes, this is what we need.
You two seen The Departed?
Maybe.
No.
Right. Yeah, no, we will get to The Departed eventually because it is on. I think it's an Oscar winner. So we'll get to that in part of our Oscar quest.
Is that Mark Wahlberg?
He's not the lead in it, but he is in it, and I think it's probably my favorite performance from him. He's great in it. Like he's just the angriest man in the world.
Yeah.
But he's,
did you like Ted?
I have not seen Ted.
Ted's funny. Ted 2 is terrible, but Ted the first one's funny.
It's pretty good.
Cool. Okay. People always recommend Ted to me as the kind of thing that I'm just like, I'm probably not going to like this.
Yeah,
but,
I know.
But yeah. Cool. You watching anything else?
That's about it, other than Starship Troopers.
Nice. I've not been watching that much.
Really?
Because I've been editing a lot. I've actually had a lot of work to do, surprisingly. But I've been editing our recent music video, which again is available now. You can go. It's called Honey. You can go watch it and listen to it and share it with your friends and have a good time.
Enjoy it.
But yes, it's out. It's good. But when I have been watching things, I've been on a little bit of a Hannibal Lecter binge recently.
Ooh.
Because I seen Silence of the Lambs not actually that long ago. I watched it like last year for the first time.
Oh wow.
Which is bizarre because it's exactly my kind of thing. And I decided like I wanted to watch the TV show Hannibal with Mads Mikkelsen, which is apparently great. But I wanted to see some of the other films in between first. So I watched Red Dragon and I watched Hannibal, the film. And they're both actually pretty good. I'd heard pretty terrible things about them both, but they're both good. But like Red Dragon so just wants to be Silence of the Lambs again. Like it's like recreating shots directly, and it's like, like it's so weird to me when films do that. Like remember that better film?
Remember?
Yeah, they're good though. They're, like I actually did enjoy them, and Anthony Hopkins is a god. But they're both very much living in the shadow of Silence of the Lambs. But I'm still going to watch Hannibal Rising, which is apparently the worst one. So we'll see how that goes.
Have you still watched any of the TV show?
I have not.
No. I'm gonna get to that afterwards. But yeah,
it's good.
What else have I watching? I've been watching a little bit of the Castlevania animated Netflix show.
Is it any good?
It's really good. Like this third season I think is the weakest so far.
Oh.
Just because it gets a little bit anime fillerish. But
yeah,
only a little bit though. Only a few episodes, but mostly it's pretty good. But the first two seasons of that are great. It's really good Dracula story.
That gives me something to watch later.
Yeah, it's gory as fuck.
Yes, gore,
and actually pretty funny as well. It's got a good cast. Like Jason Isaacs turns up in the season as this Bill Nighy, and like Richard Armitage is Simon Belmont.
I'm going to check that out.
Yeah. And as I mentioned earlier, I listened to, just to give a shout out to the Empire Movie Podcast, a podcast that absolutely does not need our shout out because they're doing pretty well.
They're suffering, they need us. They're suffering, they need us.
Yeah. This one's for you, Chris Hewitt. Like here's your shout out. They did a thing recently where they basically let Edgar Wright take over the latest issue of their magazine. And he did a whole thing about like cinema experiences and the best cinema experiences and things like that, where he got all of his Hollywood pals like James Cameron and Kevin Feige to write in and like here's my best cinema experiences. And
Of
course,
course, the
Edgar Wright can
indie
do
directors.
I don't know. And he wanted to get Quentin Tarantino involved because they're really good friends, but Tarantino didn't have time when they were doing it. So Chris Hewitt, the host of the Empire Podcast, sat down in a video call with Edgar Wright and Quentin Tarantino, and they just talked about movies for 3 hours straight with no stopping.
Hell
they just
yeah.
the two of them, like Chris Hewitt asks 3 questions in the time.
Yeah.
The two of them just fucking go.
Yeah,
And
Tarantino's insane that way. Like he's seen every movie, like every shit movie, every good movie. Like
He knows movies.
It's a really good listen if you like. You have to be able to tolerate Tarantino a little bit because Tarantino can be a little bit annoying at times. Like he is
he's a
prick,
character.
but
He's a character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, he's a bit of a dick in a fun way. So that's good. Like
Yeah, he's individual. You need people like that in the world.
Yeah, yeah, and it is fascinating. And they just like Edgar Wright apparently during lockdown emailed Martin Scorsese because again, this is the kind of thing that Edgar Wright can do.
We indie director Martin Scorsese.
I know.
Don't know if you've heard of him.
I think he's more of a dick than Tarantino.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah.
I have my problems with Scorsese, but anyway, so he emailed Scorsese because Scorsese is another one of those people that just knows movies inside out, and asked him for a list of his favorite British films.
Yeah.
And Scorsese replied with a list of about 150 films. Just this insanely long list.
Why is it that I cannot imagine Martin Scorsese replying to an email?
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Like getting his glasses on, like, what?
To be fair, I actually, now I think about it, I'm pretty sure it was a letter. Like Edgar Wright wrote him a letter and then he replied with this insanely long list of movies.
Holy shit.
But yeah, and Edgar Wright has been working through them all the last year apparently. He's got 5 left to go. And he gave the list to Tarantino, who's also working through them, and just they have their own little fucking movie club and
oh my God.
Insane. But yeah, no, if you're looking for a really in-depth movie discussion, that podcast from the Empire Podcast is actually very, very good.
Nice.
Yes. So that is what we've been watching.
Yes.
That went on a little longer than usual, but that's fine. Let's move on to today's movie.
Here we go.
Which Alec has brought us. Today we're watching Marriage Story.
The action movie, adventure, extravaganza.
Yeah.
Oh no.
From 2019, it's a Netflix movie. It's directed and written by Noah Baumbachs. Stars Adam Driver, Scarlett Johansson, Laura Dern, like her, and Ray Liotta, who was in Hannibal recently, actually, that I watched. And then score by Randy Newman, which I didn't know.
It's so good.
I'm intrigued by that.
Hey.
I have not seen this movie. Sean, you have not seen this
I
movie,
have
right?
not seen this movie.
Cool. Alec
There we
has
go.
seen this movie.
I have indeed. There's many reasons why I like this movie. It's so well acted. It's shot on film, and you can tell that. It just looks like an old school movie, but it's it doesn't look like a modern it's not like you'd be fooled into thinking it was like a rom-com or something by just looking at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's totally not. So yeah, I'm excited for you to check it out.
I'm excited.
No, I am definitely wanting to see this. I'm aware that this is probably going to be a sad movie, and I don't cope that well with sad movies. But we will see how that
Neither
goes.
do I. This is gonna be
For me, Adam Driver and ScarJo have the two best male and female voices in Hollywood right now. Do you know what I mean? They've got such recognizable tone in their voice.
Yeah,
You know what I mean,
that's true.
you know, like Tom Hanks or something. They've just got like really recognizable voices.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
enjoyed
definitely.
that.
That's kind of my kind of big thing. Like I like a movie where they just kind of get two great actors and just let them do their thing.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
and
It's
like,
no frills. It's just pure acting, which I really like.
Yeah. So yes, we're going to be watching Marriage Story. Again, this is a movie club. You're encouraged to watch along with the movies that we watch. If you've seen this before, keep on listening. If you have not seen this before and you care about spoilers, now is the time. Go away. Just go away. Fuck off.
Just go away.
and watch Marriage Story. It is on Netflix, so all you need is a Netflix subscription. Yes. Yeah. And I feel like there's more things I usually say, but that I will go with that. So we're going to watch Marriage Story.
Yay!
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's do this.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
What I love about Nicole, she is a mother who plays, really plays.
What I love about Charlie, he loves being a dad. He loves all the things you're supposed to hate, like waking up at night.
She knows when to push me and when to leave me alone.
He never lets other people keep him from what he wants to do.
Dad, you're too far.
I know. It's not easy for her to close a cabinet.
He's incredibly neat.
She's brave.
He's brilliant. He's
She's
very
very
competitive. So I'll tell Charlie what's happening, and Cassie, you then hand him the envelope.
I just get nervous. Can you unserve?
What do you mean, like take it back? Charlie and I are getting a divorce, Mom. You can't be friends with him anymore.
Mom! Charlie Bird! Mom!
Mom? Mom!
What?
You know, most people in my business, you're just transactions to them. I like to think of you as people.
Oh, okay, good.
You remind me of myself on my second marriage.
You guys, it's me, it's Randy Newman. It's me, it's hey guys, Randy
All right, Randy, how's it going?
I did the soundtrack for some Pixar films, and I did a Marriage Story, and Randy Newman, and I did music.
Is that right, aye? Is that right, Randy?
That's very offensive to me.
What you talking about? It's me, it's Randy Newman. I'm a guest. Oh no!
I want to slap
don't kick me
Randy
out!
Newman.
Don't kick me out of the booth! Get out of here, Randy Newman! Fucking invading my podcast, Randy Newman.
Bring back Randy Newman.
You pay for this, fucking.
Bye, Randy.
Hi, welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome back. We just watched Marriage Story.
Yes.
With Randy Newman doing the soundtrack, and he that little fucker, he likes to break in with his weird Eggman voice.
For God's sake, I know. You gotta friend.
Well, all right, then.
Get rid of me. He's back. Fuck, Randy, get out of here.
Randy Newman.
God.
Bring back Randy Newman.
No, he might make an appearance later. Hi, yes, we're just watched Marriage Story. We are back. If you have not seen Marriage Story yet, this is your final warning. The spoiler alarm is sounding. The spoiler alarm is sounding. This is your final warning. This is your final warning. Go away and watch Marriage Story. Go away. That's how we ended our first podcast, was just with a go away.
Yes.
It was.
I kind of want to bring that back, just to fuck off.
No, movie quote.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Anyway, yes, we've just watched Marriage Story. First of all, let's do our initial impressions. What did we think? Alec, you have seen this before.
I have seen this before. This is my second viewing, and
yes,
I potentially liked it even more because I picked up on these things. Like, the story seemed a lot clearer because I'd seen it already.
Cool. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Nice.
Jake,
And
you're next.
Oh, me next. Oh, I'm
Changing the
host.
order.
Yes, no, I really like this actually. Yeah, it was really good. Actually, interesting. I didn't find it as sad as I was expecting. It was kind of it's like quite raw in the middle, but it ends hopefully. Alec, are you frozen or are you just sitting very still?
I'm still.
I saw that. I was like, hold on a minute.
Sean, what did you think of this?
I admittedly didn't have high expectations for it at first because I went into it thinking it was going to be like a romantic comedy type thing. I was like, right, cool. It's not going to be that great. It's going to be a bit of fun. I was wrong. I was so wrong. And I'm very glad I sat and watched it, actually.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed that.
Good. I'm glad you did. It was good. It was all right. Yeah, this is definitely you can see why this was nominated for Best Picture. I'm pretty sure
it was an
2019
Academy Award winner.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one stuff. Yeah, it didn't win Best Picture. But
No, but it's not to be nominated, and it's
totally. Yeah.
I think it was.
Although,
sorry.
Yes, no, you go.
I think it was Netflix's longest campaign for a film that they've done as well. I saw that in. It's like a thing.
Like interesting history of like streaming movies kind of starting to be accepted in there, and this is one of the big ones for that. And we'll get into like when our Oscar Quest episodes come back around, we'll get into whether or not this should have won over, I believe, Green Book, which was the one that beat it.
Yeah, I've not seen that.
I've never seen that.
I need to see it again. We'll see, but we'll get to that eventually. Yes, so a quick run through of the plot. Plot's actually pretty minimal for the most part. It's basically Adam Driver is a theater director. He runs his own theater company, which was, what was it called again? It's like Exit Ghost or something.
Exit Ghost, yeah.
Also, it's in New York.
It's in New York. I was wondering if that was a reference to something Exit Ghost. I'm not sure specifically.
Probably is,
yeah. And Scarlett Johansson is an actress at that theater company, and they are married. They have a kid called Henry.
Henry.
I don't know either of the main characters' names, by the way. They are just Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson.
Charlie and Nicole.
That is fine.
That's what it is.
Charlie and Nicole.
That's what it was. Well done. And they are going through a separation. They are getting divorced. There's actually not, like, if you actually try to break down the plot, there's not that much to talk about. It's just them going through that process and it kind of getting uglier. And
so it's like basically the movie starts off really smart, how it starts off them reading out a list that they've made, that obviously a marriage counsellor has asked them to make up with all the things that they like about each other. Just to not to even just to reconsole the marriage, but to make it, like, make them see why they liked each other in the first place and maybe go through it a wee bit easier or something like that. So it starts off with that, and you don't really realise that they're getting a divorce up until maybe the first 15 minutes into the movie or something. You know what I mean? 10 minutes into the movie. So yeah, that's interesting. And it just kind of takes you through the kind of the chaos that ensues when like two parties are getting divorced and they get lawyers and it gets a bit brutal. So it's interesting to see that side of it, and especially since he's quite an esteemed theatre director, he's got a bit of money and he's, do you know what I mean? So
like they're both like at least reasonably successful at what they do. Like it seems like they're both on the cusp of becoming like really big time.
Totally.
Actors or directors. They're both like very, very good at what they do. And it goes through the process of them kind of individually getting different lawyers, and the way it gets kind of ugly, and then them kind of realizing they go too far and backing off from that. And then eventually they get divorced, and they're kind of still friends at the end. Like it's not really a film that's about his story. It's just about watching this relationship happen. Very, very realistically.
You see, there's so much like tension and stress between them because they obviously, on still some level, still love each other, but like, it's like there's so many other things that have came in the way, and it gets hard to watch sometimes. You're like, oh,
especially the scenes where they're like proper going for it in an argument. I was like, oh no,
I know.
It's so hard.
This is a thing I talked about before we started watching. Is I like a movie that just gets two great actors and lets them do their thing, and this is 100% one of those movies.
Totally.
There's a couple of scenes that's the sort of center, like the centerpiece scene of the film, I guess, is that massive fight they have. Where Adam Driver punches a wall and things like that, which was like that was it. That was most of the marketing, was like that scene, and that popped up everywhere at the time. Like I'd seen bits of that bit before.
I did not.
And
it's brutal, isn't it? It's like like he literally tells her he wishes like that he woke up and she was dead. Like it was like, oh my god.
Which is interesting because like he then immediately goes back on that, and it's almost like it kind of feels like the second half of that argument, they're not really saying anything they mean. No. They're just trying to one up each other. They're just trying to say the worst thing.
Yeah, they're just going too far. And even she's not annoyed by that. She knows that he doesn't mean it straight away. Like, he just snaps and just like, what's the worst thing I could say right now? And just kind of goes for it. And then immediately is like, shit, I didn't mean that. It's pretty brutal.
It's very brutal.
I have a few notes here. Randy Newman, as we discussed. Newman. This is the kind of thing he does. It's just very melancholy, very sad scores. I know some people have problems with him when he's doing songs, like in movies. They find that a little distracting because his voice is so weird and his lyrics.
Has he ever done any songs that's not Toy Story?
He's done a few. He sings in. It's mostly Pixar films. He sings in Bug's Life.
That's right. Yeah,
I love his voice.
Yeah, I like his voice. I think a lot of people don't like his lyrics. They are quite simplistic at times, I guess. I think people have more of a problem with his solo music compared to his film scores, I guess. But I like Randy.
I love him. I love him. I mean, he's great.
He's a fantastic composer.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Like he did. I will agree though. He does this kind of thing
to write music that's sad, melancholy, but also uplifting at the same time is really difficult, and that's what he does. Like when you hear one of those things, you could interpret. You could like what happens is the kind of same piece of music mainly gets repeated, but in different contexts. So like the same bit of music could be played in a sad scene and it makes it sad, or in another scene and it's like kind of uplifting, but it's the same bit of music. It's like amazing how it can transcend different emotions and stuff.
Absolutely. There's such a recognizable Randy Newman sound. It's like, I don't know what it is, but it's like the piano and like particular chord progressions that he uses. And like, it's the kind of thing that like, if it wasn't handled well, would be really cheesy.
Yeah.
But he handles it so tastefully. And you know.
No, he's got this. He woke up one morning and he found that secret sauce and he used it. You know what I mean?
Yes, he did.
Sold his soul to Satan.
There's something funny about the idea of Randy Newman selling his soul to Satan.
You got a friend in me, Satan.
Satan, Lord of Darkness.
Oh, man. You Satan? No.
Hello, Randy.
Go away, Randy.
Sorry, Randy, you get out of here. There's a lot of really long takes. Sorry, my camera's doing my witness protection program thing.
We can't see Jake's face. Move around.
I'm just
a bit.
a silhouette.
Move around a bit. Maybe. Oh, there you go.
There I am. There's a lot of really long takes.
I was thinking that,
mostly during the monologues, but there's also like the first one I spotted was near the start of the film when Scarlett Johansson's living with her mum. They kind of just left the house, and there's this scene where her mum, who's great by the way, I don't know the name of the actress, but she's hilarious in this. There's a scene where like she's trying to wake up and get ready, and she's going to the toilet, and the mum's just following her everywhere and talking.
Totally.
And it like follows them like into the bathroom and then out and then round and down the stairs. It's like a good couple minute long take, and it's
a lot of long
cool.
takes.
Yeah. The highlight of that though for me was the scene in Laura Dern's office, the first scene with Laura Dern, where like to be Laura Dern in that scene where for most of it you just see the back of her head, and it's just like, just sit there and react to Scarlett Johansson fucking act.
I know.
It's like, wow.
I'm pretty sure I saw an interview that everyone in this movie, like Laura Dern as well, like when she got the part, it was like amazed because it was like, because I mean, ScarJo and Adam Driver are like the best actors in Hollywood right now. You know what I mean? Like both in their absolute prime of like, do you know what I mean? Like they're not too young, but they're not too old. They're just that like ripe age to, and they were just sat there for most of the movie, just being like, holy shit, man! Like,
I mean,
absolutely, yeah. No, I like that a lot. And you mentioned the big fight scene. I say fight scene, that makes it sound like a different
big argument.
Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow and Kylo Ren face off.
Lightsabers flew, it was great.
Yeah, you were saying a lot of that was like
Yeah,
the first take.
yeah,
and,
totally,
they are cutting away a lot, so they must have done insert shots and stuff as well. But like it's
a big bulk of it is like one kind of thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
That scene is so hard to watch, but
Yeah, apparently he did like
beautiful.
Yeah,
totally. He did like 50 takes of punching that wall though. Apparently, like
yeah, you were saying
he went through to the drywall in the last take or something. I think that was one they used as well.
That's crazy to think that every time he does that, they have to replace that wall.
I know, totally. Yeah, it's my favourite thing about that is like how that has a consequence and later on in the movie, like he punches the wall and then they have to get like the what's her name? The like investigator person, not investigator, but the overviewer that has to kind of watch over them.
Evaluator.
That's
the evaluator that has to like watch over him and his son, like because of the divorce, to see who's the better parent or whatever. And she just like notices that like punch in the wall, and it's just like so awkward. Like they don't even say anything about it. He doesn't even go like, I was trying to hang a painting or something. He just doesn't. It's just like silence. It's like
he then goes on to talk about the knife trick immediately afterwards. It's like,
oh my god, that scene.
I totally blanked on that scene. Like I was shocked as well when he did it because I was like, I forgot about that. Like, oh my god.
So he basically that kind of thing totally creeps me out and like, I don't like it at all.
I know, yeah, because you could see that happening if you did that trick. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
He basically has like a little pocket knife and he does this trick where he cuts his hand, but he retracts the blade just before he cuts it. So it's like a joke, and he does it to show this evaluator person, but he actually like cuts an artery in his hand and ends up passing out. Like it's like, see, like right there, that's like where the main artery to your heart is. Like he could have killed himself. Like
I know. And it's the fact that he like doesn't notice at first, and then he's trying to cover it up. No, it's fine. I'm
and then it's like the most awkward thing. The most awkward thing happens where then she tries to leave and then the door won't open, and he's like he's like hanging over the top of her with this like hand and it shows you a close up of like the blood dripping down his hand, and it's like dripping and he's like trying to open the door and all that, and it's so awkward, and it goes on for way too long. It goes on for like 20 seconds longer than it should. You're like, oh my god.
I struggle with kind of cringe comedy. Like I really like The Office and things like that, but I find the first season of The Office really hard to watch, and I don't like the British one at all because that cringe thing really
it's like too much for you. It's like
that scene was worse than anything in those shows. Like I was climbing inside my own asshole for that entire scene.
I know you get some movies and stuff that are so cringy. Like it's really good, but it's so cringy that you just can't watch it. You're like, oh my god. Like, and not even cringy in like a bad comedy way, but just like, I do not want to be in this situation. Like, what is going on? No. That's the same as like Uncut Gems is like really cringy that way. If you've never, have you seen Uncut Gems?
Never seen Uncut Gems.
I've seen about half of it. I don't know why I never finished it, but yeah.
See, this will be the reason.
Good God almighty.
2 seconds.
Oh, Alex frozen.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
He's
oh no.
I'll fill it in, it's fine.
There we go.
Lads.
There we go. There we go. We're back. We're back.
Back.
So like, if you've not seen Uncut Gems, like that's probably the reason why I stopped watching it, because I think I watched that in about 3 goes, because I'd watch like a third of the film and I'd be like, oh my god, I need to stop right now. And it's, you know what I mean? It was so like, it just gave
one
you
of
like,
things.
Oh, it was like, this is too, I cannot handle this right now.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
It's like, why have you gotten yourself into this situation? Like,
he's gone again.
Alec. Oh no.
Oh, hang on.
I can hear you.
Technical difficulties.
We're having technical difficulties. The thing is, though, like we're recording separately, so they'll still be able to hear you talk.
Totally.
But it's just us, just kind of we just lose you.
Yeah, totally.
It'll be funny.
Yeah. What's interesting though is that I don't normally find that kind of cringe stuff funny. That scene was hilarious.
Right,
like I was dying, but it was also really funny. I was not expecting this movie to be as funny as it is. Actually, Adam Driver is such a good physical comedian.
Oh yeah.
And he's just like, he's so dry. The bit that got all of us probably the most is the guy. He's just like pissed off. He's walking down the street and a guy is like a sort of like a survey guy is just like, hey, do you care about animals? And he just totally deadpans. Nope. Just keeps walking.
It's like a quick cut scene to establish that he's back in New York and he's like coming up from the subway. The guy is so good.
It's so funny.
Yeah, there's so many dry humor. Americans are really getting the dry humor now, aren't they?
Yeah, he's so good at that. I loved it as well. Just like there's little throwaway moments when like the kind of older lawyer he has briefly is just like, if I was representing you, and you are representing me.
Yeah, and there's another like one where he's like really tense with that first lawyer that he gets, and he's like, it's like such a good scene where like the lawyer starts telling a joke, but you're hearing it from like Charlie's perspective, and he just starts blanking out, and he's just like thinking about the whole situation, and it just does that thing where you can hear like almost like the noise from inside his head, and then it just all builds up, and then he's just like, "Am I paying you to tell this joke?" Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, that was uncomfortable.
And then it just instantly cuts to like him with another lawyer.
Christ.
So, does anyone know the name of the older lawyer guy that he has briefly?
Bert.
Was that a no shot?
Bert.
Oh, Bert. No, I meant the actor. But yeah.
No idea.
No idea. He was really good.
Yeah, he was great. I'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought I was just ashamed when he left because I was really liking the guy. He's like American Jim Broadbent. And then he's replaced by Ray Liotta's lawyer. Goes up against Laura Dern.
What I found interesting, actually, just while we're talking about the lawyers, watching the lawyers argue with each other like a married couple, and then immediately switching to being friends was so jarring.
Amazing. It's amazing, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
that's just what they do. They're just both like Laura Dern and the two other guys. They're just pros at their game, and they do that high end Hollywood like court cases day in day out. Like,
yeah, totally. Yeah,
and then they're just pals. Yeah. It's like, what? It's so weird.
Yeah. It's because like all those lawyers will just know each other, and they're so used to like being scumbags for money that they just like it doesn't faze them.
Yeah, one of my favorite lines is when Adam Driver says, "Yeah, I had to get my own asshole."
Yeah. And I like Laura Dern's great in this as well.
She's fantastic.
At one point to make Scarlett Johansson feel better, she quotes a Tom Petty song and she's like, "Yeah, was it Tom Petty that said that?" And then there's a pause and she just goes, I represented her. I represented his wife when they got divorced. She got half of that song.
Yeah. She's so nonchalant. I got half of that song. So
Perfect.
So yeah, the lawyers, Laura Dern, and then the other two kind of asshole guys is Ray Liotta and Kyle Bornheimer, and then the older guy is called Alan Alda.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, like,
and he's been in millions.
Yeah. He's someone I recognised definitely, but I couldn't quite place what. But yeah,
he's in Bridge of Spies.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah. Bridge of Spies is very good.
He was in MASH as well.
He's in millions of movies, man. Millions of movies dating back to the like.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Because I couldn't place him through the whole movie, he was just American Jim Broadbent.
I've got a feeling that he's been in a lot of TV as well. It looks like he's been ER and stuff. You know, like
he's done a lot.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Very long career in Hollywood.
Nice.
Any other notes?
What else have I got here? At one point, I wrote down Laura Dern is great, but I wrote Laura Derb.
Laura Derb.
I just like noticed that, then it's like I'm just gonna leave that.
Yeah, that dude's been in stuff since 1958. Like. Long career.
Jesus, very good. Yeah. Wow.
I've got lots of trivia.
Nice, go ahead.
Give us some trivia, Sean.
Okay.
He's the triv.
So Laura Dern's character is actually based on a celebrity attorney called Laura Wasser? W-A-S-S-E-R. That's how it's spelled. Wasser. I don't know. Who represented Scarlett, and the director is Noah, I don't know how to pronounce his second name. Baumbachs. Noah Baumbachs and Scarlett Johansson during their divorces.
Yeah, it's worth knowing that the director kind of wrote this off of his own experience with divorce as well.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's cool.
It's kind of cool that but it was actually attorney was based on that character.
Yeah. But it was Adam Driver's idea for his character to be a theatre director.
Yeah, that's one of the other parts I've got here as well.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
I wasn't in the script. Yeah, which is kind of funny because that's quite like a pivotal point of the whole story. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's a theatre director and stuff.
Do you know, here's a good one as well, actually. When Scarlett Johansson signed on to the movie, she was actually going through a divorce at the same time.
Oh, wow. Well, that's rough.
I was like, oh shit. So that must have hit really close to home.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
either that or not at all if it was a completely different situation.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It definitely gives something to draw from as an actor, I suppose, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Spotted a tiny little cameo. The judge in the scene where
I recognized his voice.
Yeah, I don't know if you might have seen this. The scene in the courtroom where the two lawyers are kind of arguing, and Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver kind of just sitting there quietly. You get the judge gets like 3 lines right at the end of the scene, and it cut around, and it suddenly just went, "That's Rich Fulcher. He plays Bob Fossil in The Mighty Bush."
Fucking hell! All right.
It was just like I was sitting there like, "Oh my god, why are you here suddenly?"
Hello there.
But yeah, that was quite fun.
That's really interesting.
One thing I really liked was so I work. I don't people who don't know, I work as a theatre tech, and I spent a lot of time around kind of theatre people in my life because most of my family works in theatre, and I just know a lot of theatre people.
We theatre boy. And this film, like this and Birdman, are two of the best examples. Yeah, like two of the best examples of what theater people are actually like. Like it's very accurate, and there's a joke with theater people where like there's nowhere to hide in a theater. Like if you want a private moment, anywhere you go, there's someone coming to ask you a question, or things like that. Somebody
and there's
knows
a scene
where you
in this
are.
where they do that. There's a scene in this where they do that where Laura Dern calls Adam Driver and he tries to walk out for a private moment on the call, and someone comes and asks him a question about props, so he walks out into the stairs, and one of the actors comes out and asks him questions about the scene.
That's cool.
So he has to like leave and go into like the New York streets. And,
It's brilliant.
That's really
such
cool.
a funny scene when what's the guy called? The guy that plays Rex.
Wallace Shawn.
Wallace Shawn, when he's like, I've got a weird thing about like tucking my shirt in. I think I'm self-conscious about my figure. It's like, and he has to like tuck his shirt in. It's just like wee things like that make this movie brilliant.
Like Adam Driver's face is he's just blank, just staring at him like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But he probably just knows him
so
that
good.
well that he just doesn't care. He's just like,
yeah, totally. Yes. I liked a lot about this film. I like the fact that like it's interesting, like for the first like probably half an hour, you know nothing about what the problem is.
Oh, totally.
You just know they're splitting up, and then it takes a really long time for them to explain it. And then even then, it's just that there's not yes, he cheated on her and things like that, but that's not even really the thing that instigated this.
no, so like, yeah. So like, I think the main problems come from that she feels suppressed in a way that his kind of notoriety is kind of overshadowing her a bit, and it's not letting her be able to like do the things that she be her own person and do the stuff that she wants to do. She wants to kind of like, even though she made the choice to like work in theatre, she really kind of wants to be in LA and do film and stuff like that. And he does it, and he's kind of a bit of a control freak, and it doesn't kind of feel like he really cares about what she wants, and that kind of thing.
But then, interestingly, that's also the problem for him, whereas like he feels like she doesn't want to be there, and like like it's kind of the same problem on both sides.
Yeah,
different points of
that's
view.
the thing I like about what this movie does. It doesn't make one character out to be the bad guy. Like, you love both of them in different ways, which I think is a hard thing to do in like a divorce movie. Do you know what I mean? Because you could easily make ScarJo to be the bad guy, or Adam Driver to be just with like one scene, and then you could not like them for the rest of the movie. Do you know what I mean? So it's they hold that balance.
Totally. Like that's one of my notes is that I like that it really doesn't pick sides. Like even though he cheats on her, which is like an immediate, like in most movies that would be he's a dick, even that you're like, you kind of get it, you kind of get why he still gets to do that, and like. It's very, very well written in that way. And
because it's like he cheats on her, but then she was bad enough to hack into his emails. But it's
it's very clever. And then that's even done with them as well, where they kind of go like several times. They kind of go, look, we're as bad as each other. Let's just move on. And Yeah.
I think the lighting in this movie is incredible, like the way it's shot and everything. I think it looks amazing.
Yes. Yeah. You're saying it's John film camera.
John film, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of running out of notes. John, you got any more trivia for us?
No.
Cool. Well, that's been the Song River Movie Club.
Let's see what I've got. I'm just having a wee look through good old IMDb for some trivia. Where was that interesting one? Hold on. There was a really interesting one. Where is it? I've lost it.
Cool. Make up a fact. Improv a fact.
Improv a fact. This was Netflix's first film to be granted the longest theatrical release of 30 days.
I already said that, you dafty.
I know.
So let's chat about what do you think about Adam Driver's singing scene?
That's awesome. Yeah, like
that was really unexpected.
He's got a good voice, and I like that he's doing it very much like a theater person, where he's throwing in little characters and things like that, and like.
I think it might be a reference to some play that we don't know or something. Obviously, it kind of seems like
it. Yeah, I can't remember what the song is from, but yeah, it's from a musical.
It'll be something very famous.
I've heard it before. Yeah. Yeah, and we were talking about like he has a small appearance in Inside Llewyn Davis, which is one of my favorite movies. And it's a singing part. And I was going to tell you what scene it was. It's the scene. Do you remember the part where Oscar Isaac goes through a recording session with Justin Timberlake? Obviously, as a character, not Justin Timberlake in the 50s, whatever it is. But he has like a recording session with them, and it's this terrible song called "Please, Mr. Kennedy."
Right.
Yeah. And throughout the like Adam Driver's there as like the bass voice, and he's just going outer space, like throughout the entire song.
See, I think I might have watched that movie before like I knew Adam Driver is like a big character. Do you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Like, you know, when that happens and then you're like, oh wait, he was in that movie? Like when you learn about a character afterwards.
Mm. Yeah, that's one of those interesting films where, like, you know, like it was pre him being in Star Wars, but it's just interesting seeing Oscar Isaac and Adam Driver in scenes together in that film, and then going to like the start of Force Awakens, and it's the same two, but just in totally different characters.
Yeah,
totally. Yes. Any more facts, Sean? You look like you're deep in thought.
I'm just thinking about one of the weirder things that I've just read. Okay, so you remember in the scene where they're about to have the big fight and Scarlett Johansson has the juice box?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The director said that juice box represents their son in their lives. He's not there, but he's like powerless in this whole situation.
Whoa, okay.
I don't know if that's true or not, but what the fuck?
I would have to see the scene again. I didn't really pay attention to the juice box, if I'm honest.
Neither did I.
That seems quite out there.
But maybe that's the point. You're not supposed to pay attention to the kid.
I just thought that was a really weird thing. I'm just sitting scrolling through and that pops up. What?
Yeah. Yes. I'm kind of out of notes. Unless you have any more trivia for us, Sean.
Nothing of interest.
No? Alec, you got anything for us?
No, I think this movie is banging. That's kind of all I've got to say.
It's banging? this movie's class. Emotional character drama is banging.
Yes. I teared up at the end in the scene where Adam Driver finally finds ScarJo's like letter listing all the things.
Yeah, I did like that a lot.
Yeah. It was it tied it up nicely, I felt. I like it when movies kind of take something from the start of the film and it kind of feels like it's came full circle.
That was really nice.
And the fact that throughout the film the kid's trying to learn to read because he's kind of struggling with that, and then like that's one of the things that helps him with certain words and stuff.
There's that. I should also note there's actually some very satisfying sound design sounds in this movie, like just like really subtle things, but like see when he hits the wall, like it's just a satisfying sound, and like at the end when she taps his shoe It's like there's something about that sound of him tapping his shoe. It's really satisfying for some reason. I don't know why. Like it's just recorded like really close, and you can like you feel like you're right there.
Yeah, it's almost like an ASMR effect.
Yeah, totally.
Like, yeah.
I would very much like to know how many overdubs they actually did for this film, like Foley and stuff like that, because it all sounds like it's coming from a boom mic.
Yeah, because like there is like, it's one of those films where like you can get a lot of it on set because there's not that much craziness happening. Most of it is just two people talking in a room. I
would love to know.
It doesn't look. I mean, it's hard to tell with movies because I mean they're amazing and all this stuff. But like, it does kind of look like the screaming scenes with Adam Driver. It looks like that is the direct audio. It doesn't feel like he's redone that.
No, I don't think there was many like.
I don't think there was any that I could spot.
Any ADR.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the thing.
There will be some. There will be some. Like, see some.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you, like, for some of the New York scenes, like when he's out in the street and stuff.
Those are absolutely overdubs.
Do you know what I mean? But like,
stuff like that.
For close-up stuff, they would have had like mics in their head and stuff. Probably.
Oh yeah, and the shirts.
Yeah, or like they're just boom mic out of shot.
Or just out of shot.
Yeah. As someone that has to put mics on people on stage, it's really fucking hard to hide a mic on someone.
Totally.
You'd be shy in the police force.
Yes, that's fine. I'm not trying to catch a mole or something. Like, you know.
What if you are?
Well, I suppose it might be. But yes, yeah, I think that might be us. So first of all, let's do our ratings. How would we rate this movie? Who am I coming to first? I'll come to you first, seeing as we've seen it before.
Ooh. I'll go 9 out of 10.
Ooh.
You're going to 9, interesting.
Yeah, nice high rating.
Yeah.
I'll be you, Jake.
Excellent.
Jake?
I love that you've taken over. You've decided that like you're going to decide when I go.
Yes.
I made you, Sean.
No, Jake. Jake,
I made you and I can unmake you.
Is that a promise?
Okay. What would I give this?
2.
I think I'm leaning about in that. Yeah, it's a solid 3. No, it's a 9.
Yeah,
I think for me as well.
Nice.
Yeah,
I couldn't give it any less. I don't think.
No, like for performances alone, I think it earns a 9.
It's like when a story's that simple and you don't get bored anyway through it, and it's funny and makes you laugh, but also if a movie makes you cry and it makes you laugh, then it's like
that's fair.
Like, I mean, that's pretty good movie.
That's true. Although I'm pretty sure The Room has done that for me in the past.
Good movie, man. Good movie.
The Room is a solid 10.
Solid 9 out of 10. Do you know what I mean?
Straight 10, mate.
Sean, what about you?
Well, this isn't my usual type of film. I'm not really.
It's same.
Yeah. I'm the same. I don't watch
I do love a good
type of movies.
Fucking solid acted performance. So I'm leaning about 8.59 as well.
That's fair.
That's my my take.
Nice.
Yeah.
Probably 8.5.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I'm giving it a 9. There's part of me kind of going, like, I can't really think of a problem, really.
Yeah, to be honest, I could see this movie being a play. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like kind of like that.
Yes. That's actually one note I missed. I just remembered there's it feels like it's done to be like a play in some ways, where it's just like these long scenes of people talking and like.
Totally. It's like so simple. Like you could imagine them taking in the stages and like having a courtroom, and do you know what I mean? It just kind of feels that way.
Yeah.
If I had to like really nitpick a problem, there's a few moments where it feels like it's forcing the metaphors slightly. Like there was a shot of Scarlett Johansson, and then it fades out into Adam Driver facing the other way, and it feels a little bit like.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Metaphors. But yeah, I'm really nitpicking there. Like it's not a problem really. Yeah. So 8.5 and 2 9s. I think
solid.
That and Parasite are our 2 highest at the moment
so far.
And both being one Oscar winner and one nominated as well. So
yeah. A lot of people think Parasite should have won, but yeah.
We'll watch Green Book and we'll tell you.
Yeah, well, I think we're getting to that next, actually. Well, when we get back to
it's Adam Driver or ScarJo have any Oscars?
No, they don't. They're nominees though. They have been nominated, but they've never won.
Scarlett, Does she not have any?
One of the trivia facts that came up was that there's only one Oscar winner there, and it's Laura Dern.
Yeah. What did she win for then?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
I will check.
Let's find out live on the pod.
Jurassic Park.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, absolutely, like deserved.
She won it in a supporting. Oh, she won for Marriage Story.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Wow, well deserved because she's like almost steals that movie. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
She's just fantastic.
ScarJo's been nominated twice, but not one.
What about Adam?
Big Adam.
Hold on.
Big Adam.
Adam Driver.
These people have such good names, man. Adam Driver.
I know.
Born to be an actor, man.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was just checking there. Like, did he pick his own name for like a acting name? But no, he was born Adam Douglas Driver.
Yeah, totally.
So how many times have you been nominated?
Awards and nominations. He
nominated for Marriage Story and Black Klansman.
Oh, cool.
Yes,
Black Klansman.
Yeah, Black Klansman is brilliant. And same ScarJo, nominated twice, won never. Interestingly, yeah, like ScarJo's been going a lot longer than him, and he's already caught up.
Yeah, totally.
Get on Adam's level. Come on, ScarJo.
Just to divert a wee bit, what a soundtrack in Black Klansman though, so good.
It's just Black Klansman.
I think it's just Black Klansman.
Black Klansman, man.
Okay, it's got an extra K. I'm gonna read it.
Yeah, it's just the styling thing.
Whatever.
Yes.
That should tell.
Anyway, me and Alec are gonna get a divorce. No,
no. Who gets custody of me?
We'll build you like a
Clayton
treehouse. You can
Clayton.
Oh, Clayton gets you. Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
So that has been Marriage Story. If you let us know what you thought of Marriage Story, if you want to get in contact about Marriage Story, you can do at our email, which is saltrivermovieclub@gmail.com, or our Facebook, Salt River Pictures, our Instagram, which is Salt River Pictures Official, and we'll get onto the other plugs in a second, because the next thing we need to talk about is what we're watching next.
Ooh, and me and Jake do not know.
We don't know. It is Sean's turn in the rotation, and he's given us looks, and I'm very concerned.
Very worried.
All right, so
the fact that he deliberately chose to keep this a secret and told us he was keeping it a secret is really worrying.
Sean, is it readily available to watch?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
That's it. Just, I'm not going to tell you anymore.
No, tell.
No.
What is
okay,
it?
so it's a movie that I loved, but a lot of people thought was very like kind of passed a lot of people by.
Okay.
And it was also added with Star for Disney Plus.
Okay.
It's you ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's the 2020 version of Mulan.
God. I've just watched it.
It's not.
Okay.
It's fucking
it's not. John! He's throwing his curveballs. I just seen it. I just watched that movie like a couple of months ago.
I just wanted to see Jake's reaction because I thought he'd be like, "Oh no!"
Oh, no, honestly, that's fine because I've heard it's all right. But okay,
it's not. It's awful.
It's not awful. It's not awful.
I did not enjoy it.
I've never seen the original, so
that might be.
Can you
why.
tell us what the actual movie is?
I'm trying to, but you keep fucking talking. Okay, so
I thought that was it.
Oh my god! No.
What is it, Sean? Tell us.
It is Bad Times at the El Royale.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, cool.
Interesting.
I've seen it.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite films.
Interesting. Yes, I remember liking it, but I also remember calling it Quentin Tarantino light. So,
yeah, so I know what you mean.
You're kind of half right, I suppose.
So we'll see how that goes. Interesting. Okay, we're watching Bad Times at the El Royale.
Or Mulan.
2 weeks' time.
That's such a good description.
Either watching that or Mulan.
You need to decide now. We have to let the people know.
Mulan was a joke.
Okay,
because it's fucking atrocious.
Jake actually, Jake really just wants to watch Mulan. That's
I've not seen it. I've heard it's good.
No, it's not.
It's not that bad.
Bad Times at the El Royale.
Cool.
Right, Bad Times at fine. Okay, I've not seen it in a while. I've not seen it in a while. Yes. Cool. Okay, we shall be watching that in 2 weeks' time. Between now and then, try and get caught up on it. As Sean said, it is on the Disney Plus Star thing, which is not a additional subscription, by the way. It is just a free add-on to...
We love Star.
Just a separate category.
Yes. You have to be an adult to use it, but I'm sure most of you are.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. We also, in the meantime, our WandaVision episodes will be out. It will be done by the time we do that. But our Mandalorian episodes will either be out or about to start. At least the first one. Yes. So
awesome.
Thank you for listening.
I love you.
If you, as I said, you can get in touch at the emails and socials I mentioned earlier. Our podcast is available on all major podcast services, whichever one you prefer. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Podbean,
Smoke Signals.
Jake.
You can catch us through Smoke Signals or Morse code occasionally if I'm feeling it.
Jake.
Yes.
You look somebody that likes animals.
Hold on, I'm not done. You can't just do the quote at a random point in time.
I was ending it.
Nice try.
No.
Nice try, Alec.
I run the show.
God damn it.
Yes, no, we are available on all those things, or you can also listen to us on our YouTube channel, which is also Salt River Pictures. You can subscribe there. Please leave a comment, let us know what you think. If you want to request the movie, maybe we'll get around to it at some point. Let us know what you'd like us to watch. We did actually get some requests on a comment on our YouTube channel, but the comment vanished, and I don't know how to get it back. I don't know where it's gone.
Do you even remember what the comment was?
What was it again? There was an Irish film, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, very specific.
Yeah, we go through all Irish films. We'll get to it eventually.
We have had a few comments.
I will try and find it.
Let me find some comments.
We gained a lot of sort of new likes on Facebook and stuff like that recently, and people mentioned that they've been watching along. A couple of members of Bootsy Blue have been interacting with us.
They're called the Dead Night.
Dead Night.
They've got a new single out, which I produced. Go check it out.
So you did. That's very true. Also, while we're talking about music that Alex produced, and here's a song that we wrote. We have released "Honey." It's our new single. It has a music video and all that stuff that I directed. Alex produced this track, and yeah, it's a banger if we say so ourselves.
Go check it out.
Hold on, I'm looking for comments.
Yeah. What else have I got to do? Also, thank you to Alec for our theme tune. Our lovely theme tune.
Cheers, bud.
Yeah, no bother.
Hello there. Yes. Thanks.
I'll make a Randy Newman style one, and everyone will just start greeting at the start of every podcast.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yes. Remember to rate us, subscribe on whatever podcast service you use.
Don't do it.
And yes, thank you for listening. Please watch. I've forgotten the name of the film. Bad Times at the El Royale, which is Sean's choice. And yes, we will see you very soon. Oh God! What's that sound? Oh, guys, Randy's back! Randy, no! Randy, no! Randy!
Hello there.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Stay on target.
This podcast is brought to you by Salt River Pictures.